is Damon Brown of DamonBrown.net. My thing is helping you as a solopreneur, as a side hustler, and otherwise a non-traditional entrepreneur. Today we're talking about coffee, specifically why you should not drink decaf coffee. I consider that sacrilegious because I love straight up, dark, full roast, not decaffeinated coffee, but I know some of you are really into decaf coffee. In fact, I have friends and family members that are really into it. The thing is that there's some major issues with it, and I want to talk about why. It comes straight from, not from me, but from Matthew Walker. He's actually a sleep expert. I saw him speak at TED, the main TED up in Vancouver, live on stage a couple of years ago. He was amazing. He has an even better book called Why We Sleep. I actually read it as a New Year's resolution a year or two ago. I could not put it down. Unfortunately, it stopped me from sleeping because I stayed up listening to the audiobook. It is killer. The audiobook is fantastic. But he talks about what the issues are with it. And there's two big issues with it. The first big issue, which we need to get on the table, is that decaf coffee has 15 to 30% of the same amount of caffeine as regular coffee. Let me repeat that. Decaf coffee has 15 to 30% of the amount of caffeine as regular coffee. That means if you're having that joint as a nightcap, which he talks about in Why We Sleep, I spent some time in Paris, went there a few times, and they have their evening coffee, which I love. You get some decaf, and you have a couple cups of that, can't even get it out, a couple cups of that, you might as well have be fully caffeinated. So if your sleep patterns are messed up and you have a nighttime coffee that's decaf and you have a few cups of that, you might as well have a full cup. We're not aware of that. I've been into coffee for about 10 years since I went down to Bogota, Colombia and got some really good coffee, and I've been addicted ever since. I didn't know this. Again, I'm not into decaf, but if you're into decaf, I've been telling all the people that I know they're into decaf. I'm like, listen, you might as well just have a regular cup of coffee, especially if you're downing 3 or 4 a day. You might as well have the strong coffee. Forget it, right? So we don't always know that. So it ends up screwing up our sleep schedule. The second part of it is that we're more likely to have too much of it. So those jitters, those things that happen if our body gets overwhelmed with caffeine, we're having decaf and we're thinking we're fine. It's the same thing that they found in certain studies where people will have like a diet soda, and they'll think the diet soda is fine, so they'll have like a bunch of these diet sodas, but not realize that that's throwing off the other parts of their system. So those diet sodas might still have caffeine. In fact, most of them do. Those diet sodas still might have the same adverse effects as regular sodas, but then them having more of them, and then that ends up throwing them way more off balance, again, than if they just had a regular soda. They might as well do that. But you end up getting fooled, and then you end up having more of it, and ends up being more adverse on your health, or having the effects of the caffeine when we're talking about coffee. So again, the big takeaway is that decaffeinated coffee has 15 to 30% of the caffeine that a regular cup of coffee has. They can't extract all the caffeine out of it. I learned about this from Why We Sleep. I highly recommend it. Check out Matthew Walker's talk over at den.com, or I'll throw it into the notes. And if you want more insight into maximizing your resources and making your best life and building the best career that you can, come on over to buildfromnowquiz.com. That's buildfromnowquiz.com. It's based on my upcoming book, Build From Now, How to Know Your Power, See Your Abundance, and Nourish the World. And if you go over to DamonBrown.net or go to buildfromnowquiz.com, you can pre-order it before January 28th, 2021 and get a special bonus and a signed copy from me. But if you come to buildfromnowquiz.com, it is a free quiz. It's 3-4 questions, multiple choice. Hundreds of you have taken it already, which I think is amazing. I'm so thankful, and I'm humbled to take you on this journey. And if you take this multiple choice free quiz, you'll get insight into your best resource. And I found in my hundreds and now thousands of coaching clients that I've connected with and that I've helped on their journey, if you know your best resource, you're more likely to master it and maximize your focus, your agility, your time, or your energy, whatever your main resource is. So come over to buildfromnowquiz.com. It's going to be up even after the book launches, and have some fun with it and get more insight into the book. Even if you don't buy the book, you'll be able to have a good time and take away that goodie, that insight. Anyway, I hope this was insightful for you. Remember to always enjoy your coffee, no matter what time of day. Just make sure you know your body. And remember to always bring your worth, and that you can always build from now. Take care.